Hello everyone, and today we are back with RockSoldier72 predicts the NFL Week 6 of the NFL. I did miss last week, Week 5 of the NFL, but it's okay. I did put my picks on the Instagram page, and here they are if you guys missed them last week. I picked the Rams, the Falcons, the Packers, the Vikings, Denver, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina, Tennessee, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Browns, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, Buffalo, and Baltimore. So let's get into it and see how well I did last week for Week 5 predictions. So here we go. I did get the Rams game correct, so I'm going to take a dub on that one. It's sad that Russell Wilson did get hurt, but the Rams were just better than the Seahawks. They just outplayed them in that game, and the Rams got the job done 26-17. Now Geno Smith is going to be the quarterback for a few weeks now because Russell Wilson did mess up his finger there. As you guys saw, Aaron Donald hit his hand and messed up Russell Wilson's finger, and his active streak for amount of consecutive starts in a row does fall short. It was sad. Russell Wilson will never get hurt, but he finally got that injury to, ruin that stat for him. But the Rams pulled through. Matthew Stafford looked decent, didn't look great, but Robert Woods finally showed up, and they need to get him more involved in the offense. Like, he's one of those guys that can produce in the NFL, and if you give him the ball, he can produce for sure. So I did get that game right. Next up, the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Jets. I got this one right as well. The Falcons, Kyle Pitts finally got his first touchdown of his young NFL career. Matt Ryan looked great. Zach Wilson throwing picks left and right. He's just a rookie on the Jets, and the Jets are the Jets. That's all I got to say about that game. The Falcons should have won this game, and they won 27-20. But there you go. There you have it. Falcons on top. Now, the Patriots-Texans, I did not watch this game, but I did pick the New England Patriots. Mac Jones got the job done against Davis Mills and the Houston Texans. The Texans, I don't know what to say about them right now. They're a rebuilding team. They got a new head coach. Deshaun Watson, I don't know what the situation is over there, but they need to figure it out and trade him away ASAP. But they don't know because of the, massage therapist and all that stuff. So, Patriots won. They got the job done. I believe they're 2-3 on the season now, second place in the AFC East. Mac Jones continues to impress and looks like to be the best rookie quarterback out of this draft class so far this season, but I don't know if he's going to finish that way for the rest of the season. But Patriots won, got the job done. Now let's talk about the Lions. Vikings, the Lions lost to another field goal, and I did get this game right. Another game-winning field goal, 19-17. Kirk Cousins got the job done, led his team down the field in the final minutes of the game for the game-winning field goal. Justin Jefferson looked great. Alexander Mattison, he looked great as well, stepping in for Dalvin Cook, who's now missed 2 games on the season. The Minnesota Vikings did get the job done, and they beat the Detroit Lions, who are now 0-5 on the season. It is sad. You could tell the Lions are like a great, they deserve more than being 0-5. They're the best 0-5 team in the NFL. The Jaguars just suck. We'll get into them later. But, the Lions are losing on last-second field goals, and it just sucks. Like, they are trying so hard to win a game, and they just can't finish the job on defense at the end of the games. That's what it is. Jared Goff's looking okay. DeAndre Swift is looking like that man in Detroit. Looks like the RB1 for multiple years to come in Detroit. But the Vikings, they pulled through. They got the job done, and the Vikings got a pretty talented roster, so that's why they can win these types of games, and especially against the Detroit Lions. Now let's talk about the Eagles and Panthers. I did get this game wrong, so I'm going to take the L on that one. But Jalen Hurts, after a crappy first half, Jalen Hurts pulled through in the second half, got the job done, looked pretty good, especially, running out of the pocket, being very mobile, the read option. He's very good at that. His throws are very questionable at times, though. He needs to work on those mechanics. Miles Sanders, I don't know what they're doing with him. He kept running out of bounds at the end of the game when they're trying to milk the clock to win the game. Sam Darnold did not perform in this game. Like, he had multiple opportunities to put this game away, and he would throw pick after pick after pick. Pretty sure Darius Slay had 2 picks. And then the guy on the Eagles special teams blocked the punt at the end of the game to help seal the deal, and that's what got the Eagles the job done and beat the Carolina Panthers. So the Eagles, they're looking decent, but like, they did not deserve to win this game. The Panthers just gave them the W because Sam Darnold just did not perform. They need to get Robbie Anderson more involved, and they're missing Christian McCaffrey. You could tell on that offense. He's one of the key players on that offense, and you saw Christian McCaffrey with his absence. They did not look pretty good on offense. They looked bad, and the Eagles kind of exposed them right there. So Eagles got the job done, 21-18. Now let's talk about the Saints-Washington. Jameis Winston looked pretty good. Alvin Kamara looked pretty good. I did get this game right. They needed to bounce back after losing to the Giants in overtime. We'll talk about my Giants later down the road, but the Saints did pull through. They did beat Washington. They needed a rebound after losing to the Giants. Alvin Kamara looked good. Callaway looked good. Jameis looked pretty decent. Washington, you could tell they're just a bad team. They're just a bad team. Heineke, he's okay, but like, overall their defense, like, oh, they're a top 5 defense. They have not been playing like that so far this season, and that's what I think about the Washington football team. And the Saints, they're an okay team. They're going to be competing in every game, but I see them maybe making the wild card. It's up to the Panthers if they want to hold that wild card spot, or the Saints, but I don't know. They got Sean Payton, so you could see them making some noise near the end of the season trying to make their way into playoffs, so I would not be surprised. The Saints are an okay team. They're not great. They're missing a great quarterback like Drew Brees in their system. Jameis Winston's okay, but he's not going to get the job done. Titans-Jaguars. Titans pulled through and got the win after losing to the Jets last week. Titans look good. Derrick Henry looked great. The Titans defense pulled through, and they played the Jags. Trevor Lawrence, he's throwing picks after pick. Urban Meyer, he's not transitioning well in the NFL, and it's showing after starting 0-5. I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence, but hey, you gotta play on a crappy team if you're the number 1 overall pick. That's just how it goes, and you gotta find a way to win these ball games here against the Titans, a team that, was missing some key players like Julio Jones and other players on the defensive side of the ball. There's a lot of players that are hurt on the Titans. That was a game that you could possibly win, and you did not. And the Titans just won, and won big, 37-19. Now the Bucks. The Bucks won 45-17. Tom Brady. I got 7 games right so far. Tom Brady looked great against these Dolphins. The Dolphins are looking bad. After Tua went down, they just have been looking very lackluster. Tom Brady threw 5 touchdowns in this game. He is looking great. At 44 years old, this man still continues to play at a very high level in the NFL. And I don't know what to say about the Dolphins. Like, their offense and defense overall isn't great. And they might fall last in the division. Like, they're going to be competing with the Jets for last in the division, the way they've been playing. I don't think they will finish last, but the way they've been playing recently, there's a chance. Now let's talk about the Packers and Bengals game. Man, oh man, what an opportunity for the Bengals to put the Packers away, but they're just missing field goals left and right. Mason Crosby, McPherson, they're just missing field goals. I think Crosby missed 3 field goals that game, but they still ended up winning. Joe Burrow looked pretty good. He threw some interceptions. Jamar Chase continues to impress all the doubters. Packers won, though. I expected them to win. They're the better team, and they're going to be competing in the playoffs. Will they be a contender? They're trying to be a contender, but I don't know if they have that good of a roster to, make it to the Super Bowl this year. We'll see. Mason Crosby can't be missing those kicks later down the line, So that's what I feel about that game. Now, Broncos-Steelers. Steelers, they upset, I guess you could say, the Broncos. The Steelers, they've been having a crappy start to the season. Big Ben has been playing bad, but then he stepped up this game after, all the haters hating on him, saying he's the worst quarterback in the league at this age, like 39, I believe. Big Ben showed up this game and, kind of exposed the Broncos. The Broncos did start 3-0, but they played the Giants, they played the Jets, and they played the Jaguars. All those teams were a combined 0-9 to start the season, and now the Broncos finally playing some competition, and the Steelers showed up. And they finally pulled through and got their second dub of the season. They haven't won since week 1 against the Bills, and now they finally won. And it's going to be hard for the Steelers to make the playoffs this year with the Ravens and the Browns playing at a very high level right now. But the Browns did lose. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, the Steelers continue to, impress after having a bad start to the season. They're finally rebounding now. And the Broncos, they're finally playing some better competition, and they're kind of getting exposed right now. So that's my thoughts on that. So far I'm 8-2 on the games. Let's take a look at the rest of the games here. Okay. Here we are. So the Bears. I'm now 8-3. I thought the Raiders were going to win this game, and John Gruden, he is now out as head coach with his racist remarks and emails talking about homophobic players as well, and making fun of them and making fun of the female referees. The Raiders, they're looking like a disaster now. They started out 3-0, but now they don't have a head coach, and they got a decent roster, right? But now they don't have a head coach, and they have to replace a pretty great coach in John Gruden, and I think the whole thing is a mess with the Las Vegas Raiders, and they have to find a way to rebound next week without John Gruden. And they just got to get their offense together. Like, the defenses they've been playing the last few weeks have kind of exposed the Raiders' offense and proved they're not that great that they were in the beginning weeks of the season. But the Bears, Justin Fields, his first start in the NFL, got the job done. His first official start. 20-9, the Bears won. Good for them. Hopefully Justin Fields can continue to impress the Bears, and maybe Matt Nagy will save his job if Justin Fields turns out to be a star. Chargers-Browns. This was a great game. A very offensive game. The Browns were up by a lot in the start of the fourth quarter, but Justin Herbert's magic, Jay Herbo, continued to impress, and he got the job done. I predict the Browns to win, so I took another L here. Chargers, they're a team to watch out for this year. Justin Herbert looked great. Austin Eckler looked great. Mike Williams looked great. Keenan Allen does what he does. Like, that offense is elite. The defense played not that great because they allowed 42 points to the Browns, but neither did the Browns defense. The Browns defense kind of got exposed to Justin Herbert. So I thought the Browns were going to play like they had been playing on defense the whole year. That's why I picked them to win, and they didn't. Justin Herbert looks phenomenal, and it's only his second year. So that's some good stuff from Herbert. And the Chargers, congrats to them for winning, and they're looking like a contender this year. Now let's talk about my Giants playing the Dallas Cowboys. And I got this game right. That's going to make me have 9 wins so far this week. The Giants just can't stay healthy. Daniel Jones, concussed. Saquon Barkley, sprained ankle, out 2 to 4 weeks. Who else got hurt? Kenny Galladay, hyperextended his knee. Sterling Shepard was out with a hamstring. Darius Slayton was out with a hamstring. Offensive side of the ball, offensive line, Andrew Thomas has something wrong with his foot. Like, the Giants just cannot stay healthy after winning a big game in overtime against the Saints. I thought, they would put up a fight against the Dallas Cowboys, and with everyone getting hurt in the first half, Mike Glennon could not get the job done against this great Cowboys team. The Cowboys look like to be, a team that will not sneak their way, that will be in the playoffs, but I don't think they'll go far. They haven't really played highly competitive teams. They played the Giants, they played the Eagles, they did play the Chargers, and they did win against them. They lost to the Bucks, and they beat the Panthers, who are looking to be pretenders right now. So, yes, the Cowboys did win, but they played a lot of crappy teams so far besides the Chargers and Bucks. and they did lose to the Bucks. They barely squeaked out a win against the Chargers, and the Chargers are still learning with a new offensive coach and new offense, new defense, whole new staff. But the Cowboys, they look good, but we gotta pump the brakes on them for a little bit right now, is what I think. But they did get the job done against, the injury-riddled Giants, who had Mike Glennon starting at quarterback for most of this game. So I'll give them credit where credit's due, but just pump the brakes on them for right now. I don't think they're going to be that great, be like playoff contenders. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll win the division, but I think they're going to be first-round exits. That's what I think as of right now, unless they continue to play this way against good teams. So that's my thoughts on that game. Giants need to find a way to stay healthy. Giants' offense is too conservative. They need to find a way. I don't know. They need better trainers. I know that was a freak accident with Saquon. He got his ankle stepped on, or he stepped on someone else's ankle, and then he just landed awkwardly. He just needs to stay healthy, or I don't see him staying on his team for much longer. He has been getting hurt every season, and he needs to find a way to stay healthy, get back on field, contribute, and get some wins for the Giants, or else the Giants are going to move off of him. I think they'll keep him next year, but he needs to perform in order to stay on his team. Daniel Jones, he's making throws. Let's talk about Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney looked great. He did throw a punch, which kind of negated all his greatness. In that game, he had like 189 yards receiving. He looked great. Had 10 receptions. He's a Swiss Army knife. That's what they call him. He's a human joystick. He looks great. You just got to get him more involved, and he'll be great for our team. And he's looking to be a good first-round receiver so far. Now let's talk about the Cardinals and Niners. Cardinals got the job done. Remain 5-0 now. Only undefeated team of the year, so that's pretty good. 49ers defense is good, so that's why, it was a close game. But Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, the whole team, Rondale Moore making that spectacular catch. Great job for the Cardinals. Bills, Chiefs, I expected this to happen. The Chiefs defense is god-awful. The Bills, they continue to roll over teams now. They only lost week 1, but that's week 1. It's the first game of the year, but after that loss, they continue to roll teams, and they pretty much beat up a crappy defense in the Chiefs, and they proved how much better they are than the Chiefs. Ravens, now this was a great win from Lamar Jackson in overtime. They did beat the Colts 31-25. They were lucky Blankenship missed his field goal at the end to win the game, and that made him go to overtime. Lamar looked amazing. Mark Andrews, what a career game he had, and the Ravens are amazing because of Lamar Jackson. He's been playing lights out this year, and he continues to play lights out. Now let's talk about the next game. Week 6. So I finished 12-4 on the week, not too shabby. I'm a pretty good predictor, so yeah, 12-4. It's pretty solid stuff. Now let's talk about the Bucks and Eagles here. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are taking on the Eagles tonight, Thursday Night Football. Here we go. I'm picking the Bucks to win. The Eagles, they won last game, but I feel like they're playing a way better team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though their secondary is a little shaky right now. But I believe Tom Brady will dice up this defense. The defense for the Eagles isn't that great, and I know Tom Brady's playing with a thumb injury right now, but Tom Brady's just better, and the Bucks are just way better, and they're going to outperform the Eagles in this game. I see it being close in the beginning, but then the Bucks will pull through and, beat this Eagles defense badly like they did with the Dolphins. So I have the Bucks winning this one. Dolphins, Jags. I think the Jags are going to get their first win of the season. They need to get it out of the way, and this is the type of game to do it with. The Dolphins haven't been playing great, but the Jaguars need to win eventually, and I think this might be the week they win. They're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins haven't been looking great. Tua has been practicing this week, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be. I don't know how much he's going to be healthy for this week. I don't think he will play this week. I think Jacoby Brissett will be playing, so I have the Jaguars winning. Vikings, Panthers. I got the Vikings winning. The Vikings defense, the Vikings offense, I think is better than the Panthers. Even though they barely squeaked one out against the Lions, I have the Vikings continuing to win games. Panthers are on a losing streak, and if McCaffrey doesn't play in this one, I don't see them having a chance. The way Sam Darnold has been playing without McCaffrey is not that great. Chargers-Ravens. I have the Chargers winning. If the Ravens keep playing in these tight type of games, they're not going to beat good teams like the Chargers. The Chargers continue to impress with Justin Herbert under center and Lamar Jackson. If they keep playing close like this, the Chargers are just better though. So like the Chargers are going to win and they're going to beat the Ravens. Lamar, you can't keep playing these tight type of games and you won't be playing one with Justin Herbert this Sunday. So Rams Giants, Rams are going to win. Giants are looking to be without Saquon, Kenny Golladay, maybe Andrew Thomas again. Like their whole offense is hurt. Their defense has been playing pretty shaky to start the season off, and the Rams are just a better team. Rams are going to win. Matthew Stafford looks great, and he's going to find a way to win this game, and the Giants are not going to be close at all. If they are, good for them. I would like them to win this game, but they're not going to do it, and the Rams are just a better team. Texans, Colts. I have the Colts winning. Let's talk about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz looked great last game against the Ravens, and if he continues to play that way, he will win this game against the Texans. Chiefs, Washington. Chiefs need to get, rebounded and win against the football team this week. They're 2-3 on the season. They haven't started this way since 2014, I believe, and the Chiefs need to rebound. I think they can against this shaky, crappy Washington team. Packers, Bears. I have the Packers winning. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are a better team than the Bears. Justin Fields, he's a rookie, and we're going to see how well he does play against the Bears or the Packers. But I feel like the Packers are the better team. They're going to outperform the Bears in this one. Now let's talk about the next games. Here we go. Bengals, Lions. I have the Bengals. The Bengals are going to win this game. They lost a very close game to the Packers, but the Bengals are way better than the Lions, and I feel like Joe Burrow will play lights out this week after, playing a shaky game last week. Bengals are going to win. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, that connection is unstoppable right now. I got the Bengals winning. Cardinals, Browns. Now, I could see the Browns winning this game. I don't think the Cardinals will win, but they could. But I feel like the Browns defense is going to step up this week after a crappy game last week against the Chargers, and the Browns make the Cardinals finally lose the first game of the season. So I think that's going to happen this week. Hopefully the Browns prove me right. So I got the Browns on top. Cowboys, Patriots. Cowboys are going to win. Patriots have not been playing great football. They almost lost to the Texans, and their team isn't built that good so far. The roster isn't complete, and Mac Jones has to deal with a pretty tough Cowboys defense with Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, Leighton Vander Esch. Those boys have been playing lights out, and the Patriots are young, and the roster isn't complete, so I got the Cowboys winning. Raiders, Broncos. I don't know who's going to win this game. I think the Raiders will. I feel like the Raiders are a better team than the Broncos, and the Broncos have been playing decent, but they've been playing shaky the last few weeks. I feel like the Raiders need to win one and prove that they can win without John Gruden, but it's going to be hard. But I feel like the Raiders will win and beat the Broncos. Steelers, Seahawks. I got the Steelers winning. No Russell Wilson means there's going to be more losses in Seattle. It's unfortunate. If Russell Wilson was playing in this game, they had a better chance. But the Steelers, their defense, is going to outperform the Seahawks this Sunday night. It sucks that Russell Wilson's out for most of the season, and they're going to miss him dearly. But Trey Flowers was cut, so maybe they'll win this game because of Trey Flowers being cut. But the Steelers are going to win. It's unfortunate. Steelers did lose Juju. But they got Chase Claypool. They got Najee Harris. They got a pretty decent Offense, the offense line's a little shaky for the Steelers, but the Seahawks defense isn't that great. So I do have the Steelers winning this one. Bills-Titans, that is the easiest game to pick this week. The Bills are going to light up the Titans on Monday Night Football. It's going to be a blowout. Bills on top of the Titans. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video of the Week 6 predictions for the NFL. And if you guys want to see more prediction videos, drop a like on this video and subscribe to Channel New. I would really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys later. RockSoldier72 signing off.